the family feuds.
If I want with you, and I like how you acting, I like how you move, and I like how she acting, she throwing me drops. She don't like when I'm hot. Nigga playing with you, then I'm whacking his ass. I don't care where I'm at, I'ma ride with him ass. She pretty as shit with a whole lot of ass.
Outside of the DMV,
what you mean?
Is you saying that you from the DMV, or is you stamping Maryland and DC stamp DC and VA stamp VA? Or do you think niggas should be the DMV?
Police say a man has died after a shooting in Southeast. Officers say the victim was shot multiple times in the 3300 block of Wheeler Road.
I get down on one knee, I don't fuck with my waist, so I'm spinning that shit. I don't fuck with the niggas, I'm bending my realers, don't come down the street. I was only 18 when I first got it, I was only 13 when I went down the street. Fucking up the dice coming with some.
How I zoom in with this, John? This motherfucker right here? This?
Yeah, this, nah, this right here.
Oh, this motherfucker. That ain't even no court back here. I ain't been back here. There ain't even no court back here. There used to be a court? There used to be a court right here. Oh, wow. They took all this shit down. The creek ain't even. Basketball court right here. Yeah. No basketball court right here. The creek ain't even the same no more. Look at that shit. That shit big as shit. That shit big. You can't even walk across that shit no more. Now you probably can. We used to hop shit like this to go to school every day though.
Fam, right now it's a lot going on in DC. While the cameras are focused on politics, power, and what's happening around the White House, the streets are telling a whole different story. Just recently during the White House Correspondents' Dinner, chaos broke out again. Reports of shots fired, people running. Another reminder that in the nation's capital, danger don't care who's in town. Some people watching may not even be into politics, so they probably missed it. They see the headlines about Trump, the White House, and all the federal talk. But outside those gates, it's another war going on, and it ain't got nothing to do with the military. No tanks, no soldiers, no overseas conflict. We talking about locals, neighborhoods, alleged rivals, communities at war with each other, even communities at war within. Young men growing up a few blocks apart, but living like enemies for life. And over this weekend, two aspiring rappers from DC, both known in the city, both making noise in their own way, lost their lives in gruesome fashion, with unfortunately the aftermath being leaked online. But what makes this story even more crazier is that reports surfacing online that one of these deaths may be connected to the same story we just dropped this morning. Now, because of certain conversations happening behind the scenes with the Family TV and ABC7 trying to get in contact with me for future endeavors, I'm not rushing to monetize that first video just yet, because sometimes it's bigger than views. You gotta make sure every move benefits both sides. But today, this is an update. We're gonna break down these two rappers. One lost his life in DC, but allegedly from Maryland. The other is a DC rapper through and through. He from DC, he lived in DC, but he also known for dissing his own neighborhood in music, calling people from his own hood out by name, creating enemies, and turning an already dangerous hood rivalry into something even deeper. Authorities and people in the streets have long tied his name to violence, and at one point, it was even alleged he caught a body while already on house arrest with the ankle monitor. Somehow, that case later fell apart, and he ended up walking away from it. We'll explain exactly what happened and how we beat it, and why so many people still bring this case up today. And just 3 months before his death, he also had a gun charge trial coming up. Another situation that had people watching closely. When you start putting everything together, it makes you ask, what's really going on in the city? Is this just another case of street politics catching up? Or is there something deeper behind the scenes with back-to-back losses? Today we're going over all public information, paying our respects where it's due, and seeing exactly where this story stands right now. But before we go over this, I want you guys to remember, I don't give you no angle, I just give you the story. So with that being said, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. We're gonna jump right to it. If you ever wish payday came sooner, this might actually help. It's a banking app called Current with a bunch of useful tools. And one of the main tools lets you access up to $750 of your paycheck early if you switch over with Current. Definitely worth checking out. Of Emotion. He's from Bryan's Road, Maryland. He was known to hang with some good men in the city, but 2 years ago he made a name for himself, making good music. And you know when you different, you stand out. When it comes to the DC rap scene, it's called free car music. These youngers rapping about stealing your car and going on the drill and handling business. He was different. He had music like that, but majority of his music came from him speaking on his girl or a relationship. Smooth, cool, calm, and collect music with a little bit of drill.
bitch, I just want you. I be out late night still thinking of you. Wanna know where I be if I want with you. And I really just fuck with her vibe. I'm fucking with you, how you feel about me? When I'm out making plays, she think I'm a cheat. I don't be on that
outside of the DMV.
What you mean?
Is you saying that you from the DMV, or is you stamping Maryland and DC stamp DC and VA stamp VA? Or do you think niggas should be the DMV?
I stamp Maryland, but like I stamp Maryland.
You said that already.
Like if the nigga asked me like, when they ask what the DMV is, I'd be like, just that's DC, Maryland, Virginia. But like I stamp Maryland. Most niggas out of town, I think most out of.
I think he stamped Maryland. Don't ask him no more. He stamped Maryland. Facts.
Towners know what DMV is though.
Okay.
I don't know. I stamp Maryland though.
Okay.
No, for sure. No, I'm just asking because motherfuckers was talking from the music standpoint. A lot of people was talking about they don't need to be doing the DMV shit. It's hard. It make it harder for DC niggas to get out of the city.
I don't know if it make it harder. I feel like it's coming together. It's coming together some way. I don't know. DMV, when you put it like that, it's coming together. Make out of town and see that shit more.
No, that's a fact. What you think, Paul?
You don't think that shit make the
See the free car drive take. You see the numbers that come with the free car rap. You feel me?
Yeah,
I ain't gonna lie, dude.
Come with that shit.
But we got numbers that come. We got going on
I
too.
ain't really chasing it like that, brother.
So you don't listen to free car rap?
I listen. I fuck with free car music. That shit cranky. I play that shit every day.
That shit gon' bump.
But as far like shit you make,
as far as making it though, like. You know I'm a real nigga, bro. I make money. I'm rapping about how I'm feeling, how I'm living, bro. I'm saying.
Now, unfortunately, his time was cut short. Just 3 months after that interview, he had flying town. He ain't living in DMV. He went to Southeast DC in a neighborhood called 10th Place, also known as the neighborhood for a DC rap legend, Light Show. April 23rd, 2026, at around 10:15 p.m. on the 3300 block of Wheeler Road Southeast, 7th District have responded to reports of gunfire. Upon arrival, officers located an adult male with allegedly 15 gunshot wounds. DC Fire EMS responded to the scene, and despite all life-saving efforts, the victim was pronounced dead. He was later confirmed as having motion. May he rest in peace and level condolences to his family. His sister made many posts as she was grieving, rightfully so. But within the last 24 hours of me making this post, she went to Instagram and said the following: "Broken about you, baby boy. Not gonna lie. It's hard for us to hold it together, but we still doing it for you. Still can't even fathom any of this. But what's understood doesn't have to be explained. See you soon, baby. Motion 5 ever." No reports on the motive, except things floating around in the streets. It was allegedly a setup. He allegedly run around 10th Place to get some yerks. May he rest in peace and level condolences to his family.
In the district, police say a man has died after a shooting in Southeast. Officers say the victim was shot multiple times in the 3300 block of Wheeler Road, which is near KIPP DC Wheeler campus. Happened around 10:15 last evening. This morning, police say they're looking for at least 2 suspects.
You know the world wicked. They end up posting a picture on social media of the aftermath. We're gonna blur the body for his family's sake and his. But you could tell he had somebody on the scene who pulled up right away. This older man in this picture looked heartbroken. It was a video, I can't find it, but he was crushed. Now I have emotion, and his family and supporters was grieving, showing their respects online, trying to figure out the motive. DC would take another blow less than 48 hours later. Devin Edwards, 23 years old, also known by Wink 9. From Kenilworth Avenue. It's a young man who dissed his own hood just last year in a track titled Afterworth. Kenilworth been known for years, having beef outside and inside them gates.
Let's go. Come on. What happened to do? What happened to do? Nigga, I don't know. What happened to 3 got turned to a beat? What happened to Mari? He's asking my sheet. Try to reach for his heat. 90 underneath. I get out that car, get down on one knee. I don't fuck with my waist, so I'm spinning that shit. I don't fuck with the niggas, I'm bending my wrist.
My shit's ass too, but still gonna catch it up. So basically, what I'm saying, I'm at with this nigga Wink 9, right? And you trying to do like a little hood vlog, right? And I had with my son too. So
Son is my oldest boy right here for real. Came to visit me before he missed me.
Man, we out here, man. Trenches.
Shit better than my nigga.
4,500. A lot of shit happened right there. That building, man.
Man, shoot, that shit closed down.
It was down for a reason. Niggas know. Niggas know about that jump closed down.
You see, back in January of 2022, Devin Edwards, aka Wink 9, was 19 years old, and a judge had found probable cause to charge him in a murder case 6 months after the murder. He was charged with first-degree murder for allegedly shooting 18-year-old Damari Miller on a 3300 block of 12th Street on Southeast on January 4th, 2022. According to court documents, Miller and his friend were trying to purchase a firearm from Edwards and another suspect. During the interaction, Edwards allegedly shot Miller.
How do y'all even be, like, my thing is, how do y'all even be trusting people? If y'all so street and so gangster and y'all dissing ops and got beef, why would I go and try to sell a gun or anybody go buy a gun, or like the other boy, you going to buy yerks? I wouldn't even trust none of that. Like, you sure? I don't know.
While trying to rob him. No complaint, Damari Miller was shot and killed on January 4th, 2022, as we mentioned, inside the basement hallway.
Bro, what? What's up? I know this is AI, because look at his hair. He got white people hair. Like, why I do this boy like that?
3322 12th Street Southeast in Washington, D.C. Police found him lying near the locked back door with gunshot wounds to his chest and side. EMS pronounced him dead at 4:45 p.m. A black 9 handgun with 11 rounds and $440 cash and his iPhone were recovered from his body, which was crazy to say it was for robbery. The investigation showed Damari had gone there to buy a gun. Instagram messages revealed he had been arranging a $400 firearm purchase with a person known as Wink. Surveillance footage showed Damari arriving with a friend, witness 4, and meeting a man later identified as suspect 1, Wink, who had long dreads and wore a black puffy coat. They also later picked up a second masked suspect from the Bruce Place, Woodlawn Terrace area. Witness 4 told detectives that Wink and the masked man lured them into an apartment building in the basement under the pretense of selling a gun.
He looks scary.
Once downstairs, both suspects pulled out guns in an attempt to rob them, saying, "Don't move, we need all that." Damar fought back, saying they weren't getting anything, and reached towards his waistband, as if pulling his own gun. Witness 4 ran and heard shots, believing Wink was the shooter. Autopsy confirmed Damar died from a single gunshot wound to the chest that traveled through his heart and liver. Video footage showed the suspects fleeing after the shooting and getting into a black Dodge Charger with a distinctive damage and yellow trim. The driver of that Charger, Witness 5 later admitted he picked up 2 men after the shoot. One known as Eddie, described as dark with dreads and a mole on his face. Another, light-skinned, masked male. Detectives identified Wink/Eddie as Davon Edwards. Witnesses' description matched him and had a noticeable mark on his forehead. He also lived right next to the murder scene at 3321 13th Street Southeast and was on GPS monitoring at the time. His GPS records placed him exactly at the scene. Then at Bruce Place to pick up the second suspect back at the murder scene and then fleeing along the same route seen on surveillance footage before leaving Suitland, Maryland. Because the witness statements, Instagram setup, and surveillance footage, the Dodge Charger connection, and GPS tracking all aligned, detectives concluded there was enough probable cause to charge Devin Edwards, aka Wink 9, with the murder of Damari Miller.
In Washington, D.C., where yesterday a teenager became the second homicide victim of 2022 in our nation's capital. The Metropolitan Police Department is still investigating tonight after they found the 18-year-old shot multiple times in the hallway of an apartment building in Congress Heights. Take a look at the map there. That's a neighborhood in Southeast D.C. In a press release, investigators identified the victim as Damari Miller. Miller was pronounced dead on the scene, and now authorities are asking for your help. There's currently a reward of up to $25,000 being...
That's crazy. 18. They ain't even get to. They ain't live no kind of real life yet.
Offered to anybody with information that leads to an arrest. You are urged to contact authorities if you have any info.
Now, for almost 2 years, Wink 9 will be arrested. But it seemed in February 2024, the state filed a motion to dismiss all charges against Wink 9. I'm assuming this stemmed from his DNA being swabbed in December, and there was no match. No witnesses, during the actual shooting, and the other suspect was yet to be arrested, which caused probability. But a year later, Wink 9 would be arrested in connection to a shooting outside of Bethesda bowling alley. Devon Edwards, 22, in March of 2025, with no known address, was charged with murder. Wink 9 was outside of a bowling alley on the 5300 block of West Bard Avenue. Officers responded to the bowling alley at around 12:22 a.m. for reports of gunshots. They found multiple shell casings at the scene. According to police, no injuries were reported, but detectives found that two groups exchanged gunfire before leaving the scene. They identified Edwards, aka Wink 9. The Metropolitan Police Department arrested him a week later. He ended up making bond and was set to go to trial in June of 2026. But after getting away with murder literally, Devin Edwards, aka Wink 9, at 22 years old, was gunned down less than 2 months before his trial. While many people were still processing the demise of Have in Motion, on April 26, 2026, Wink 9 was gunned down in a southeast DC neighborhood. It was Sunday evening at around 5:21 p.m. Police responded to reports of a shooting on the 2700 block of Shipley Terrace. There, they found Wink 9 unconscious and not breathing, suffering from a gunshot wound. He was transported to a hospital for treatment. In an update on Monday morning, police told DC News that the man had died from his injuries inside the hospital. May he rest in peace and love condolences to his family. Playing out here. It ain't even the summer yet. Get some money, get right. Get your life right with God, man. Ain't nothing real in these streets. It's an unfortunate situation. 2 young brothers lost their lives. 2 marks was made in the DMV area within the last 48 hours. All because of what? We do know gun violence. Repeated patterns. In both situations, it seemed like it was a setup. 2 young men going in another men's neighborhood, being comfortable, despite what they was there for. That's what come with it. Not to mention, you got one man who literally got away with murder, and then had the nerve to have a shooting in Bethesda. You don't play with Montgomery County. Fam, let me know how you guys feel about this one in the comments. I'm sending love and prayers to all the fallen victims and their families. This was the story of 2 rappers who was gunned down less than 48 hours apart in Washington, D.C. One from Maryland, one from D.C. And the same one had more connections than the other. Talk to me in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe as more develop. I'll keep you guys updated, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.
Yeah, this was... that was... Rest in peace to them guys, man. I don't know. Me don't know.